Hello, everybody. Been a while, yeah. It feels like every single time I make a video, I say that, oh, it's been a while. I will try to stick more to a regular schedule and upload more videos. Um, Real quick, I wanted to give out some messages before I get into the actual video, like I do with almost every video. So, July 15th this month, I turned 14. Yay! And on that day, MARIOBROSJAY, posted a video, and he had at the end of it he had like where you could subscribe to like his channel, and then he also had it to where you could subscribe to my channel. You know how like they do that, like on like YouTube videos at the end they have like it's my channel, so you can subscribe to it as like a birthday, as something for my birthday. And I want to say thank you a lot. If you're watching this, you probably are, Jay. I want to say thank you a lot. Meant a lot. And yeah, next month, you guys didn't know, South Park is my favorite show of all time, and next month, August, is when the first episode the first episode was released. So I wanted to do a special thing, and for the entirety of August, all my uploads are going to be South Park related, so stay tuned for that. And now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video. Alright, so my top 10 favorite games of all time. A while back I did my top 10, and I really didn't like it. I'm deleting the video because I'm doing a top 10 I'm doing a top 20. So the first part's top 10, the next part's my like 11th through 20th favorite games. So let's get to it. My number one game of all time. This still hasn't changed since like April of 2020. Doom Eternal. Man, I just love the game so much. It's so much fun to play. The gameplay is so amazing. I like through I think almost my entire, like, even since the game launched, I had almost no issues with it, with like glitches and like performance issues and stuff like that, and that's great. The story, it's a bit subdued, but it's still really great. I mean, the codec entries are really great. The soundtrack, of course, is amazing. I love soundtracks in video games, and sound design too, which I love. The sound design is great. The guns sound amazing. The killing sounds amazing. That sounds very, very bad. But yeah, man, Doom Eternal, it's so great. My second favorite game of all time, The Last of Us. It's been a while since I played this game because my PlayStation 3 broke down years ago. But god, dude, this game is so amazing. The gameplay, I honestly really like the gameplay. I've seen a lot of like tension between the gameplay of the game. You know, people saying that it's pretty boring and not that great. People saying it's pretty great. I'm on the fence of it's pretty great. I love it. It's very like, it feels very visceral, which I love because it's a zombie game. So of course you want the gameplay and the killing to feel very visceral and gutty. That's where, but yeah, like the hand-to-hand combat feels great. The shooting and the stealth mechanics is really great. The story is my favorite story in any game ever. The soundtrack, again, amazing. I listen to it regularly. Like, so my last, I think, yeah, in 7th grade, which yeah, in a week I'm going to the 8th grade. Wow. And it was my 3rd semester. I had an art class, and one of my projects was to paint a picture. It was to paint a landscape I found on a website. And so I was painting. I was listening to the Last of Us soundtrack, and it was a really rainy and stormy day, and atmosphere amazing. And the characters, oh, Joel and Ellie are my top 10 favorite characters of all time. Absolutely adore them. Everything about this game is just great. Alright, my 3rd favorite game of all time. I actually went back through this game after not playing it for a long time, and oh my gosh, Super Mario Galaxy. This is my favorite platformer of all time. It's my favorite 3D platformer of all time. My favorite 2D platformer is Shovel Knight, but oh my gosh, the gameplay is immaculate. The sound design is good, you know. I mean, it came out in 2000 on the Wii, so it's not great. But the soundtrack, whoa! The soundtrack is my favorite soundtrack of all time. The like the bombastic orchestral music, with the space setting is immaculate. I love it to bits. Everything about this game, the gameplay, the music, just everything just clicked with me, and I love this game. It's so great. Shovel Knight. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but on my first playthrough of the game, I was so bad at it. I was super bad at it, but I also like went through the bosses a lot and grinded out and stuff like that. I played through the bosses a lot. So like my first playthrough was like 30, 40 hours something, and then quite this summer I started a second playthrough of the game, and I haven't beat it yet, but I'm on the Enchantress's castle, and I have like 7 hours through it. On my first playthrough, and on my second playthrough too, I fully upgraded my health and mana. I fully upgraded my shovel, and I fully upgraded my armor. And I did that for my second playthrough, but yeah, I do have everything in my second playthrough, which is really, there's a lot of others more collectibles out there like the music sheets, and I go out and hunt for them sometimes, but like it's not like something I actively go for. I like to go for like the armor because they look cool, and the shovel because it's your main weapon, and then fully upgrading the health and mana is super good for me because I suck at the game. Yeah, Shovel Knight. The soundtrack, again, amazing. I say this for almost all the games, but yeah, the soundtrack is great. I love the 8-bit. I love 8-bit, 16-bit indie retro games, and this is my favorite indie game of all time, Shovel Knight. So yeah. Alright, next up we have Call of Duty Black Ops. This is my favorite Call of Duty game. Well, of course. But yeah, man, I just really enjoy this game. The gameplay for most COD games is amazing, and this included. The story is my favorite story in any COD game. I love it so much. I love the interrogation. So the main the main story is, if you guys didn't know, you are being interrogated, and so most of the game is flashbacks and stuff. And I think that's really great. There's so many like historical references. I like when CODs are historical. Like you'll see like World at War's really up there in my my favorite COD games. The multiplayer was really fun. It's not the best multiplayer. I'll give that to other CODs, but it was still really fun. But the zombies is my favorite zombies of all time. Kano der Toten. Why can't I say freaking the map's name? I'm German. And 5 and the other DLC maps is absolutely fantastic. I love the zombies to bits. Me and my dad played a lot of Black Ops and Black Ops 2 zombies, and Black Ops was always my favorite. Alright, next up we have Stardew Valley. I really love this game because it's just so relaxing. Like it's so much fun to play. I love, again, this 16. It's more of like a 16-bit, 8-bit kind of game. It's 16-bit type graphics. It's so relaxing. There's so much stuff to do, and it just feels like you're going through like a more like happier version of your life living on the farm. That's so depressing. But yeah, Stardew Valley, the soundtrack, again, amazing. Like I have the collector's edition, so it came with like a poster, a mini guidebook, and the game soundtrack on disc, and so that's amazing because this soundtrack is so absolutely fantastic. Stardew Valley, great. Badoosh. I don't know why I keep on saying Badoosh. I think I got it from like Kung Fu Panda. So yeah. Every time I put the games away. Alright, next up we have a complete tonal opposite, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's one of my favorite comic runs of all time. And yeah, The Walking Dead, the first season, is my second favorite story ever told in a game. I love the atmosphere of the game. It's so dreadful, but at the same time, it can be very uplifting. The gameplay is a point and click, so it's not the best. But everything else about the game is so great. Like Clementine, again, one of my favorite characters of all time. So with Lee, having to like try and be good to her, like not do awful horrible things to her, not swear in front of her is really great. Because you really do feel like you're raising a kid in the zombie apocalypse, and so it's super scary and terrifying. But you also can't baby her and coddle her. Like, you teach her how to shoot a gun. You cut her hair so walkers can't grab her hair. You have to teach her how to survive, but you also can't be a complete savage in front of her. And so yeah, The Walking Dead, the first season, absolute fantastic masterpiece. And I forgot. Oh my gosh, can't believe I forgot this. So sorry, I forgot to add these games. Probably because I don't have them physical. So below Mario Galaxy, which is the third place, so my fourth place game is Halo Reach. I love the story. It's my favorite Halo story and one of my favorite stories told in a game ever. The gameplay is so much fun. The sound design is immaculate, and the soundtrack is fantastic. I played through. Me and one of my buddies played through the game's campaign so many times, and not including Firefight 2. We put so many hours into that game. And then my fifth place game is Shadow of the Colossus. Again, one of my favorite stories told in a game. The soundtrack is amazing. The Colossi themselves is so great. My favorite being Quadratus. Here, I'll give you my top 5. Quadratus, Avion, Pelagius, Hydrosis, and then I can't remember the name of it, but I think it's it's the third Colossus you fight, the one with the sword. Yeah, I love the game so much. Love it to bits. Alright, and now for my 10th favorite game of all time, Animal Crossing New Leaf. Again, like Stardew Valley, the game is so cutesy. There's a lot to do. The characters are amazing. The soundtrack is great. It's so calming and peaceful. It's an amazing game. It's one of my favorite 3DS games of all time. My favorite being, of course, being Shovel Knight. This would be my second. But yeah, this game's great. Love Animal Crossing New Leaf. So, with that being said, that has been my top 10 favorite games of all time. Thanks for tuning in. It means a lot to me. Leave a like, and if you want to, subscribe. All that stuff is wants. But yeah, this has been Nintendo Boy. Thank you all for everything, and I am signing off.